The first type of stress I want to tell you about is something you might not be aware of, something like physical stress. Before I get into it, raise of hands, the majority of you are sitting at computers? Mm-hmm. Yes? 5 days a week? Here? 6 to 8 hours a day. So on average, 40 hours per week, sitting at a desk? Okay, so that's one type of stress, can be physical. Physical stress can be things like a slip, a fall down, a car accident, sports injuries. But a big physical stress that can be going on with your bodies is sitting. Okay. Anybody here lower back pain? Tightness? Raise your hand. Give me an idea. Yeah. So 95% of the room. Anybody here get things like headaches? Headaches? Okay. Can I touch you?
Yeah.
Any tightness, tension across here? These knots?
Yeah.
Those things? Yeah?
Okay. I give everyone back massage.
So, give me headaches again. Headaches? Right. Headaches. Okay. Tightness here. Anybody ever get any loss of grip strength? Difficulty opening up a jar or a bag? I'm dealing with physical stress, everything you guys use. Obviously, this class is different if I'm dealing with people that are doing like physical work. You know. So any tingling and numbness in your hand, shaking your hands out. Any tingling and numbness and you're shaking your hands out in the middle of the night? Yeah. Okay. So that's called night palsy. It's an indication of a compressed nerve, but it can also come from up here. You guys do a lot of sitting, so any pain between shoulder blades. This. This. All right. And we cancel the rest of your afternoon. And what? You have this? Yes, speak to on the phone. You? Yes, you have standing desks. Okay.
Some of them do.
Do the lower back pain again. Okay. Anybody here get any pain in the butt that goes down the legs into the toes? Things like sharp shooting, tingling, numbness into the legs. Okay. What's that? No. That's for a different reason. Okay. So sitting is considered physical stress, and really what you should be if you like us and you want us to come back, ergonomically, you guys should be at 90-degree angles, right? Your legs should be bent. Legs should seat, right? So your computer, so your legs should be at 90 degrees here, right? You should be up here, and your monitor should actually be eye level or slightly above here, looking up. The reason I say this is because when your head is down here, your shoulders round forward, and it can put pressure on nerves that come out of your neck and go down to your arm. When you're sitting the majority of the day, let's say 6 to 8 hours per day, and you're taking a couple minutes break, there's 30 pounds of more pressure on the nerves and the discs in your lower back than they're standing. The least amount of pressure that you can have on your lower back is lying down. Increased amount of pressure is standing up. The worst pressure is sitting. Now you take sitting into a flex position because a lot of us, on average, are spending, don't worry, I don't know your code. On average, 30 hours, let's picture rather. On average, 30 hours per month like this. We're calling it text neck syndrome. People do computer work with their heads down. People are watching TV propped up like this. Kids growing up today are not on monitors, they're wearing their laptops. Where are they using them? Where are they using them? On the couch and on their bed. So at the end of the day, the majority of you, instead of looking like human, look like more like aliens, like this. And that puts pressure on your whole entire spine. It's called posture stress. It's repetitive sprain strains, and that's what causes probably 85% of the musculoskeletal injuries or complaints that people have. Number one cause of disability today is lower back pain. And it affects the majority of the age group of 40 and below. Number one disability. Okay. I'm telling you this because if you continue doing the same work, stress, posture that you have, most people's problems get pathologically worse. They don't usually self-correct. So changing that is something you definitely want to be aware of. Okay. The reason I'm telling you this is because this is what? A stress. And when you're in pain, or you get a headache, and you get like photophobia, light sensitivity, or you're gonna feel like you're gonna throw up, or you have lower back pain and you can't lift in the gym, you have difficulty squatting. When you're in pain overall, what happens to your mood?
You don't want to do it.
You get nasty. When you're in pain, it also increases your chances of having high blood pressure. Why? Because above your kidneys, you have like these subwoofers, they're called adrenal glands, and your adrenal glands produce something called adrenaline. It speeds up your heart. Your adrenal glands also produce something called cortisol, which hangs out with a guy named called cholesterol. Exactly. So you have higher chance of cholesterol when you're in pain, you have higher chance of high blood pressure when you're in pain. When it affects your moods, people get moody, they get cranky, and they get nasty. They get short-tempered.
Explains a lot.
Yeah, it's not all fault. The next thing is also is when you're in pain and you're cranky, you get more fatigued, you get tired, and you can't function as best you can. So am I telling you that your workstations, how you're doing things, and this physical stress can actually change your emotions?
Yes.
Yes. It changes your physiology. It actually changes your personality. It actually changes who you are. And it affects not just you, but everyone else around you. Okay. Anybody learn anything yet?
Yes.
Cool. I'll keep going. So, the next thing after physical stress, well, I tell you this because a lot of people know this, but they don't change things. And knowing away is not necessarily going away. You know, a lot of people say, I know what I should do. I know what I should do. Many people say what they believe in, but only really a few do what they're really committed to. Why do I do this? Because I want to be around to see my kids. And I just turned 50, and I want to be healthy as long as I can. And we also know that we're not going to tell you something different than we're going to tell our own patients. So we tell you the exact same thing. We're also not going to sit there and tell you to take a bunch of Motrin and Advil for your pain or your headaches. Why is that? Well, you know, you don't need to go to medical school to read that when you see a list of a drug, the next 4 pages afterwards is what? Side effects. Every drug, every single drug goes through 2 organs. What are they?
Liver.
Fast. You said a fast, you got a point. And the
Kidneys?
got it, right. Liver and kidney, every drug goes through it because they're filtration organs. And last year's Consumer Reports said the number 1 cause of liver damage in this country is, take a guess. Not Tito. Not Tito's. What? It's Tylenol, called acetaminophen. It's the number 1 cause of liver damage. You know, and the thing is, they told my parents this, they tell people's grandparents this all the time. You know, take things like half an aspirin a day because it's supposed to also thin out your blood. But taking half an aspirin a day, besides thinning out your blood, also causes intestinal erosion and causes stomach bleeding. You know, things like fruit and vegetables can thin out your blood, and something called oxygen through exercise can also thin out your blood. So why take it as a side effect? You guys are a younger group, but to other groups, it's more difficult for them to change those things. So besides physical stress, and I'm telling you this why, because if you're in pain, if you have an ache and things like that, that can affect your emotion. You go, why am I so stressed? Well, that could be one of them. So change your posture.